It was really great to listen to all those panels and discussions. And should I kind of comment briefly to Maneshka, then I says, you have to love me more than Maneshka because I'm the last one. Okay, so highly appreciate that. And of course, as Daniela said, I'm not the technology expert. I will not bother you with all these technical issues, although there will be some slides presented and there will be some technical kind of graphs that could really work for understanding the subject. I do have over 40 years of the insurance experience working with some finest Polish and international companies, Marsh, Guy Carpenter, Fiat, Targa, Scandia, PZU, Talanx, Varta. So I understand, let's say, market. I know what the market can do, what is not possible to be done. And I believe this combination of technology and insurance works pretty well for us. I wanted to comment maybe to the previous panel where we discussed lots of issues related to new regulations, which of course Poland also has to adopt as a member state of EU, but also to those kind of pragmatic issues like safety on the roads. So for your knowledge, PZU, which is, as Daniela said, one of the largest insurance players in this region, for many years, I guess it's over 30 years now, they have a public safety campaign, which is called simply Stop Idiots on the Road. And they spend lots of money and effort to really educate people and help to improve the safety, because Poland, yet 10 years ago, probably had the same very much parameters of kind of number of accidents and people killed or injured in the roads as you experience still in Romania. What has changed over those years, particularly probably last 10, maybe 12 years, is really new infrastructure. And that infrastructure is okay because there is really lots of good new roads now in Poland. But with that, they still keep up with coming with, call it, technology solution. More radars, more speeding control, very high tickets, and of course, those kind of mobile patrols where you cannot expect them really to be on the highway, yes? All of that together really brings down a lot this number of accidents and number of the people killed. And there is, I hope, long-term program. We want to go a bit like a Swedish way. Swedes started that yet probably in the 90s to say 0 kills in the roads. And I think this is what Poland is now trying to achieve, to reduce completely number of the people killed. That means also pedestrians and people on the bicycles. And today in particular, there's lots of younger guys using these electric scooters or Hulajnogs. And this is really a new danger to the traffic. And this is also very addressed. We have a specific law which says that children under, I think, 16 are not allowed to use electric scooters in the cities. If they use it under supervision, they should always drive the road, not the pavements, not the pedestrian road. And if it's above 25 kilometer speed, they should have a first level of, call it, driver's license certification, because that's a normal vehicle, as many of the colleagues were saying. So there is really lots of things going on to address the situation. But let's go back to what I have to say about telematics. So this is the one. I put the title, so there will be lots of slides, but I'll be trying to kind of tell you a story rather than address specific technology issue. I understand last year you had a pleasure to meet here Matteo Carbone, who is kind of a global expert of insurance and telematics in particular. In one of his recent presentations or meetings in US, he said the auto insurance will be telematics based. All of the insurance companies will be telematics based. And from the very Polish experience, I would say it happened, not only because we have the client, but just a week ago, the second largest insurance company in Poland, Varta, which is part of the Talanx group, announced the POC kind of proof of concept to introduce telematics to their clients. We also know that after successful implementation of telematics in Czech Republic by VAG, there is some discussions with one of the VAG company to introduce that to the market as well. So suddenly from PZU, 1/3 of the market, slightly more than 1/3, perhaps by the end of the year, there will be close to 55 or 60% of the market having telematics. So this is what is really appealing, that telematics are gaining the way and are also gaining understanding, not only in the insurance companies, but in the clients. Because what Matteo is very good at, he's showing perception of telematics by the clients. And I guess except Italy, no country in Europe is successful with telematics. There is no really a major telematic market except for Italy. So there is a question rather, if this is not the question if, it's rather the question when the insurance companies will start really to implement telematics in the full process of the insurance. This is one of the simple kind of paper chart to show you how much insurance technology has developed in the last few years. I mean, this is just about to show half of it's what is present. I mean, the numbers and reports are saying there's over 2,000 startups or technology companies involved in the insurance space. Over 60% of the insurance companies have invested to the technology companies. So it's not only that they are coming from different angles, but insurance companies in specific are investing to some of them. More than 50% is kind of related to distribution, which seems to be the easiest, and the technology allows them more. But there's lots of in the claims, there's lots of in compliance, there's lots of in product management, there's lots on clients retention, there's lots of underwriting, they everywhere, in every single space of the insurance process, there is some technology which is available. And then our company, Telematics Technologies. This is not a new company. This is a company which has probably now 17 years. We started basically as a navigation company. We've been producing maps. And we've been very successful in that because I know in most of the countries or all the countries, people, if they need to drive and they don't know the road, they use Google Map and they drive. Same in Poland. But we are producing the maps and we have 700,000 people who are using our maps. It's not only using, but they're paying for the map, which is completely different to Google model. They're paying because our maps are better, simply better, more accurate, highly adaptable, and then of course adjusted every 15 minutes for the driver. So it's really very, very good tool for those guys who are, you know, on the road spending days, delivery guys or kind of fleets, commercial fleets, they really use it. So when we started to do that, we are doing that together with Polish 4 largest telecommunication companies. So basically you are driving on the application of your telecommunication company and you have our map provided through them. When we kind of seen that this is really working well, we started to develop something for the insurance. And 2015, 16, we started to work with PZU Group because there are 2 companies there in Poland. And they both ask us about the product or service, but they both come from the very different angle. And I will explain you in a second what we have done. In basic language, what we understand as a telematics, everything is here. If anyone is interested to, of course, send you presentation, and that's no secret. So I'm happy to share. I wouldn't really lose time on explaining that. That's our competencies. Again, that goes to, I want to show you, this is what we do. So we have those 2 clients, Link4, which is a smaller company bought by PZU in 2014. And we have the PZU main company, big group. Link4 asked us for a telephone application that they can use to offer clients certain discounts for good driving style. But it's not about the application, because there's lots of applications which are very good and very popular and used by many insurers. I would like to show you something which is about the way the Link4 address it, because the success of telematics really very much depends on how it's introduced to the market. And then we have the PZU, where they actually ask us for something which we call Beacon, which is a very small device. This is like, you know, a matchbox, very simple device you attach to the front window. And that is really working well with PZU assistance line. So if anything happens, it goes back to the assistance, and then it's activating the whole process. As you could see, we have sold quite a lot of that. And I'm not saying we're the best in Europe, but I think very few companies or very few markets have more sales than we've done with those two companies in Poland. So I'm saying we're good. We actually have a very solid business case, which shows that telematics could be applied and applied to the benefit of the insurance company. Let's skip that. Usage base, what we do. With our technology, we can do this driver's profiling. So we can actually know how much you drive, how you drive days, or you drive nights, are you speeding, what is the average? There's lots of information we can collect, which of course can be used for, as we know, understand, for the pricing or risk assessment. These are different reports that we can provide. Scoring. We could do actually scoring, put the particular person against others. We can show how this guy behaves in your portfolio, which is also quite important. What we have learned, there's lots of things we've been learning together with Link4, but one of the biggest lessons learned is that for the driver, as much as he accepts that he's being kind of watched or monitored or whatever else what we can use, he also wants to receive something back. And that's why we have developed a system to be very much interactive with the driver. So he's interested to use the application and use it more frequently than just to meet the standard requirement to get the bonus or no bonus appreciation. And that's what we can put in the context of the map. I mean, one of the biggest things is that if we see you driving on a specific road, call it Bucharest Ploiești, I can tell you exactly how you behave against all other people on the road. Are you better driver or you worse driver? Are you speeding up? Are you braking too often? Are you using or making kind of dangerous maneuvers? That's all we can know from our system. So again, it's really a very helpful tool for any underwriting company to understand the client. And this is the first case, Link4, cashback. This is the program which is existing for a few years now. And they wanted to kind of, probably in Romania, you have the same. People do complain that they pay too much for the insurance for MTPL. That's standard in every single market. So they said, okay, if you believe you are a better driver, show us. It's not just to say, this is for the bad drivers or for the young drivers or whoever else, a specific group. This is addressed to all who have this personal impression that they are better drivers. They deserve lower premium. So they said, okay, take a phone, load the application, show us the better driver. If you are the better driver, you will get your cash back. 30% of MTPL premium is paid back. That was the challenge for Link4. So we created the program, we created technology. And after a few years, we may say that it's working pretty well. And what is the additional benefit of it is something what is being said by Agnieszka Wrońska. She is the CEO of the Link4 company. She said, it's not only that we have a better portfolio of better drivers, but I have a higher retention of the clients. My retention has improved by 8% to the market. So that for every single company is the key issue, retention of good drivers, not the bad guys, but the good drivers. So that's what is really produced together with cashback program. So that's really where we believe there is lots of value for the insurance company, because even if you spend money giving kind of premium away, you improve your portfolio and you increase retention. You don't have to spend more money for your sales and distributions and gaining new clients, which you don't know how they drive. You actually retain best of the best in your portfolio. And I guess this is the highest value of the program. Claims-focused telematics, just kind of see what is this. As we develop this technology and this beacon, we also move to the thinking of how about if we are sending not only information about the crash and accident, but we are sending kind of entire claims together in one specific moment of the accident. And that's why we developed this crash detection system, which is actually pretty cool. And to develop that, we've been working with SESVIMAP, which is most of you or all of you know the Spanish company called Mapfre, which is a kind of PZU in Spain, but also much bigger because they're very much present in US and Latin America, in Europe, Germany, Portugal. But the point is, from my experience, and I've seen a bit, this is the best motor insurer, because what they do, they have this SESVIMAP, which is the research and development center in Avila, 100 kilometers out of Madrid, where they test all the new technology which is coming to the market. So not only for motor business, but they test drones, or they test the machines for agriculture, or they test some other equipment which is coming to the market. And part of the testing, what they do is crashing cars. So they do crash tests like many other producers or certification companies, they do crash tests. But it's not about crashing the car and saying it's safe. It's about, and this is also to address some of the concerns, it's about crashing the car and find the best technology to repair it. That's the purpose to crash the car. Because in SESVIMAP, they will tell you manufacturers are good in producing the car, but they're very bad in repairing the car. So they have providers of different repair technology tools, machines, paints, spraying machines, and everything else. And they test to repair specific damage with all those different tools to find out which one of them are the most effective, and they give the best results. And on top of that, they are producing a software which allows you to track the repair time with about 2 minutes accuracy. So every 2 minutes, you can see whether the repair time is according to the schedule or you're behind. Because as we discussed and the colleagues was explaining, we have increase in parts and labor. Then the third element of the repairs is really time. We have Audatex, we have some guidelines here and there, but the time is the key. Even if we agree the pricing with the garages and you buy your parts with a discount, it's a big difference how long you're going to take that repair to make. And this is what the Mapfre does. So they produce the system to monitor that. And on top of that, they actually train garages to make the repairs. If I hear the voice that the talent is the issue for the garage repairs, so Mapfre said, we have the same issue, but we train them. they invite them to the SESVMAP location and they train them simply how to use the tools and other components for the repairs, and they train them in the repairs. And this is the only company I heard over that is doing that on the market. So there is some best practice that one can look at and try to see whether there is some kind of way to adopt it in your specific environment. There is really good practice with MAFRE. Why we work with them? Very simply, because people from claims will know that if you attach the small beacon to the front window, the measurements may be not that accurate as you attach other measurements in the, I don't know, the rear trunk, inside the car, or under the hood, in the engine, etc. So we wanted to make sure that whatever you read from this beacon is actually as good as MAFRE reading with all the instruments inside the car during the crash. That's really critical for the point of to say what is the force of the crash and direction of the crash. So we know that, and this usually activates where there is this accelerations above 3G, if I remember well. So if this is a force above and accelerations above 3G, you will have a signal sent out to the alarm center, and they will be responding according to the process to this situation. So we know it's working. We know it's accurate, it's working, it's providing good data. So this is the beacon. It could be round, or could be square, or could be whatever other form you want. Could have all the logos you want to have for specific company, should be white label, whatever is this issue. This is not the problem. Let's keep that. This is some of the pictures of the crash test in MAFRE, SESVMAP Center. And then the reconstruction. I think this is really the key, that we are now able to send not only information, hey, there is an accident and there is a crash, but in the same second, you get the map context, you get information about, the driver behavior, which angle from where is, and what is potentially damaged. So you know a lot in the very same moment. So but that you may say, you may avoid fraud in the future, because if there is an accident and people are involved, your claim will be notified within 5 days, 7 days, or maybe later. So there might be some other additional damages you don't know that they are coming from this crash. So you have the full picture here. And then the next really step is it here, this is also what we can provide in terms of the information which is received by the operator in the help center assistance lines of PZU. So that goes directly then to the PZU claims center. So they have full notification, except for, of course, any bodily injury or personal injuries, which we don't know. Yes? Also, which is important, you get the report, and highly precise, which says that the driver was accelerating just before, 2 or 3 seconds before, or was highly braking, or has changed the direction. So everything is here. So you can see actually how the driver or your client was behaving just before the crash itself. So that also tells you a lot about the environment and conditions and everything else that is related to loss assessment. Working with MAFRE, we are now working on a module where we can add the repair estimates. They have done hundreds of those crashes over the years, and they have all the data, they have all the estimates made there, and we want to use them to learn a bit of the AI and teach our machines how to do it. So on top of all the kind of basic information and reports, you will get a kind of amount indication of what is the claim value. Because like in Poland or PZU, the guys have several different streams for the claims. So the small ones, they just pay. The bigger ones, they have a look, or they have a kind of system to look at. The big ones, then of course, they might be sending someone to assess it. Really, they go to the garage or whatever, they do the proper estimates over there. And that really helps when you know that the average expected loss is from Casco is, I don't know, 3,000 euro. You know how to process that. You know where to put it, to which team or which angle or which system to process that as quickly as possible. So that's really what we could do, or we almost finished that model with. The beacon, again, is quite small, but it's pretty complicated inside. There's really lots of high-level technology and the software involved. But, as I say, it's really working pretty well.
2-3 minutes, please.
On top of that, we believe that the customer, when you have the accident, why PZU? Because you know there is this European legislation that after 2025, all new cars will have eCall, which basically will do the same. So they will be notifying the emergency services to respond, and they will be having this GPS position there. But PZU said this is for this kind of older cars, because on average, I heard Romanian cars have, have 15 years. For Poland, probably is 12, maybe 13. So we are a bit younger, but still quite old cars. And they say, okay, so that's for the older cars, yeah, for the cars that will never get eCall. They will never be under the state system of monitoring the safety. So this is for kind of other people. And the very important element for them was that they say, this is our client. So basically, we want our client to hear from us when they need us most. So the first voice you actually hear after the accident is someone from PZU saying, I'm the PZU hotline, can I help you? And that shows the value of the insurer, because this is really what you remember. You remember you had a claim, and you remember that, hey, this is the guy from PZU who was the first to call me, not anybody else, just PZU. And that's highly important for them. Go quickly there. Well, PZU Go, as I say, it's for the safety. Link forwards there. Benefits that I can skip. We know, I mean, most of the men, probably maybe even some ladies in the room, they know the team, they know the players. They have a beautiful song, You Will Never Walk Alone. PZU says you will never drive alone. That's the purpose of that tool. And also we have something developed for the fleets, where we do provide a lot of information to PZU for commercial fleets, which they underwrite. And they also are able then to improve the performance of the fleets on the road, means there's less claims, better driving, there's better value for the insurer. Very quickly, just look at that. Okay. Again, anyone who is interested, I'm happy to share. Send it to Daniela or directly, please let me know. But the point is that a week ago, there was just PZU. This week is already 2 companies, 50% of the market. Perhaps by the end, it's going to be 3 companies and probably 60% of the market having the telematics. And I guess that's what is really important. Telematics are really working well and starting to be introduced. Thank you very much.